Every once in a while, the world sees a person who is so unique, so powerful, and so inspiring that even after their death, their name shines brighter than ever. Bruce Lee is one such legend. He was not only a martial artist, but also an actor, a teacher, and a philosopher. His life was like a movie itself, full of challenges, victories, and a tragic ending. Let's step into his world. From his childhood in Hong Kong to his rise as a global superstar, and finally to the mystery of his sudden death. Childhood, A Star is Born. Bruce Lee was born on November 27, 1940, in San Francisco, California. During his father's opera tour, his Chinese name was Li Junfan. The story goes that a nurse gave him the English name Bruce. When Bruce was just 3 months old, his family returned to Hong Kong. Life there was not easy. The city was under Japanese occupation during World War II. Food was scarce, danger was everywhere, and the Lee family struggled. But little Bruce was full of energy and life. From a very young age, he was surrounded by performance. His father, Li Huichuan, was a famous Cantonese opera star. Naturally, Bruce appeared in films as a child actor. By the age of 18, he had already acted in more than 20 movies. He became known as the Little Dragon in Hong Kong cinema. But Bruce was not just a cute child star. He was restless, adventurous, and sometimes rebellious. He got into street fights, hung around with gangs, and caused trouble. His parents grew worried and realized he needed discipline. That's when his journey into martial arts began. The path of martial arts at the age of 13. Bruce began training under IP Man, the legendary master of Wing Chun Kung Fu. IP Man was wise, calm, and disciplined. And Bruce quickly became one of his most dedicated students. Bruce trained hard, but he also had a curious mind. He didn't just want to copy moves. He wanted to understand them. He asked questions, experimented, and started developing his own way of fighting. At the same time, Bruce loved dancing. He practiced the cha-cha and became the Hong Kong cha-cha dancing champion. This dancing gave him balance, rhythm, and speed qualities that later made his martial arts even more unique. But despite his talents, Bruce's teenage years were full of trouble. He often got into fights. Once, after badly beating up a local boy from a powerful family, his parents feared for his safety. At just 18, Bruce was sent back to America to start fresh and escape his violent reputation. America, a new beginning. Bruce arrived in the United States in 1959, carrying only $100 in his pocket. He first stayed with family friends in Seattle, where he worked in a restaurant washing dishes, but he never lost his confidence. Soon, Bruce enrolled at the University of Washington, where he studied philosophy. He loved deep questions about life, freedom, and human potential. But most importantly, he began teaching martial arts to earn money at first. Bruce taught Wing Chun, but soon he realized he wanted something more flexible. He began developing his own philosophy of combat. Use what works. Discard what doesn't. Be like water, adapt to any situation. This became his famous fighting style. Jeet Kune Do, the way of the intercepting fist. Teaching and spreading martial arts, Bruce opened martial arts schools in Seattle, Oakland, and Los Angeles. He began teaching not just Chinese students, but also people of all races. This angered some traditional masters, who believed Kung Fu should only stay within the Chinese community. One group challenged him. They told Bruce, if you lose this fight, you must close your school. Bruce accepted. The fight was intense, but Bruce won within minutes. Yet he was not satisfied. He felt he had taken too long to win. From then on, Bruce pushed his body harder than ever before. He trained like a machine, lifting weights, running miles, punching heavy bags for hours. He believed the human body had no limits if the mind was strong. Hollywood dreams, struggle, and breakthrough. Bruce wanted more than teaching. He dreamed of becoming a movie star in America. But Hollywood in the 1960s was not kind to Asians. Roles were limited and often insulting. Still, Bruce never gave up. His first big break came in 1966, when he was cast as Kato in the TV show The Green Hornet. Though the show lasted only one season, Bruce's martial arts speed amazed audiences. People said he was too fast for the camera directors had to ask him to slow down his punches so they could be seen on film. But even after this, Hollywood refused to give him leading roles. Producers said an Asian could not be a hero in American films. Frustrated, Bruce returned to Hong Kong in 1971. The Dragon rises back in Hong Kong. Bruce discovered something surprising. The Green Hornet had been a hit there, and he was already a star. Movie producers rushed to sign him. His first major film, The Big Boss, 1971, broke records in Asia. Then came Fist of Fury, 1972, where Bruce played a man fighting against injustice and racism. His incredible moves and emotional power made audiences go wild. Next, Bruce wrote, directed, and starred in Way of the Dragon, 1972. In this film, he fought Chuck Norris in the Roman Colosseum, one of the most iconic fight scenes in cinema history. Bruce showed the world not just martial arts, but storytelling through action. By now, Bruce Lee was a superstar across Asia. His fame reached the United States too. Hollywood could no longer ignore him. Enter the Dragon, global fame Bruce finally got his dream. A Hollywood-Hong Kong joint film called Enter the Dragon, 1973. The movie had action, drama, and Bruce at his very best. Tragically, he would never see its global success. It released just 6 days after his death. Still, the film became one of the greatest martial arts movies of all time. It made Bruce Lee an international icon forever. Personal life behind the camera, Bruce was a family man. He married Linda Emery in 1964, and they had 2 children, Brandon Lee and Shannon Lee. He loved spending time with his family. But he was also strict in his daily life. His routine was intense. Early morning training, writing philosophy notes, acting practice, hours in the gym. He believed in constant growth physically, mentally, and spiritually. Tragic death on July 20th, 1973. Bruce Lee suddenly collapsed in Hong Kong. The official report said he had a reaction to a painkiller, but many rumors spread. Some said it was murder. Others spoke of curses. The truth remains debated. He was only 32 years old. The world was shocked. How could someone so strong, so full of life, die so young? Legacy: the Dragon lives forever. Even though Bruce Lee's life was short, his influence is eternal. He broke down racial barriers in Hollywood, showed the world the beauty of martial arts, and inspired millions to train, to dream, and to never give up. His philosophy: be water. My friend teaches us flexibility and strength. His daughter Shannon continues to protect his legacy, and his movies are still watched worldwide. His son, Brandon Lee, also tried to follow his path, but tragically died young while filming The Crow in 1993. The Lee family suffered great loss, but their names remain legendary. Bruce Lee's story is one of courage, passion, and determination. From a little boy in Hong Kong who got into street fights, to a global superstar who transformed cinema and martial arts, his journey is unforgettable. Though he lived only 32 years, he lived them with such intensity that the world still feels his presence. Bruce Lee taught us that strength is not only in muscles, but also in the mind and spirit. His legacy reminds us to break barriers, to live with passion, to adapt like water, and above all, to never stop believing in ourselves. Bruce Lee, the little dragon, may be gone, but his spirit will live forever. Asterisk, thanks for watching. If you really like the story, please do like, share, subscribe, comment on my channel World Stories. See you on the next video.